wonderful stories today about the ever-brilliant William and Catherine, so I thought I'd give you a quick roundup of exactly where we are. Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the very heart of London. Nice to have your company today. A lot of people are basically saying, how delightful, happy and carefree William and Catherine look. These are the two that were allegedly trapped in the British monarchy. There was no escape for them. Unlike Prince Harry, he got a chance to leave. When you look at the side-by-side pictures, who looks happiest? Yeah. And you do have to wonder, don't you, when you think about it, really, when he was saying that, did he know what was coming around the corner? There's a bigger reason, though, why William and Catherine are happy. I've been talking to very good close sources out of Kensington Palace. It's quite simple, really, when you think about it. Part of the reason is simply this. William and Catherine now feel, shall we say, a lot more freer. And according to that good source, the bigger problem really over the last few years, as one can imagine, was the ongoing dramas behind the scenes, which we now all know about, thanks to that book, the one I'm talking about. According to that source, William and Catherine particularly were really struggling to keep a lid on the situation, including the staff removals, the bullying accusations, the difficulties of a day-to-day running of office. We saw that, Harry decided he no longer wanted to be part of course, the inner circle, the inner royal. They wanted their own office, and the Queen very wisely gave him a tiny office in the very end corner in Buckingham Palace. What a shrewd lady she is. But back to William and Catherine themselves. A lot of people have been asking me as well, why doesn't William actually wear a wedding ring? Particularly with these ongoing, I'm sure you've seen them, these ongoing tags on social media with ridiculous claims. It's quite simple. Prince William is not a fan of jewellery. He doesn't particularly like it and not really bothered about it, thinks it distracts away. And also there's a bigger thing with royals that a lot of people don't realise is when you're shaking a lot of hands, a lot of people are tested out, but you never know. And someone could be swift enough to get the ring. That's why a lot of the jewellery that you see is paste, very good copies of the original, not the original. So for those thinking of swifting those earrings from Catherine, possibly not what you think. Finally, another great story that came to my attention recently was this. As we now know, William and Catherine will be moving into Adelaide Cottage. This cottage is slightly smaller than Frogmore. What's interesting about this particular thing, though, is that apparently, originally, when Harry and Meghan decided that they didn't feel that they wanted to live any further in Kensington Palace, Adelaide was offered as an option. But apparently, according to that good source, and as ever, we have to say allegedly, Meghan thought it was too small. Right. So they went for the slightly bigger Frogmore Cottage at an amazing £2 million renovation, and then decided that they didn't like living in Windsor after all. So now they've left that, and they still partly rent it for some reason and gone back to California. However, William and Catherine are very happy. They're going to have some slight adjustments at Adelaide Cottage, nowhere near the cost that was going on at Frogmore. And apparently William's quite keen to do some of the DIY himself. We all try that, William. It never works out very well. So there's your royal roundup on William and Catherine and some of those rumours and stories that have been sifting around over the internet for the last few days. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.